Here is the Fisk 401k enrollment form. We are going to walk you through the components so it's familiar to you when you're ready to fill it out. As you can see up here, name, first name, last name in red, you will put that in. In this area, you will need your social security number, your date of birth, and your date of hire. If you don't recall your date of hire, please contact Human Resources and they'd be happy to give that to you. In this section is what you would typically remember seeing in any legal form. It's your home address, your city, state, zip code, telephone number, cell phone number, work number, email address, and mother's maiden name. Okay, so you'll fill that out. This is a very important part down here with the red arrow. You will need a state-issued ID, driver's license, passport, or state ID, and it must be current or not out of date. Your Fisk employee ID is not adequate. This must be a state-issued ID, so you must have that with you, and you can see here place of issuance and expiration date as well as the number. That will be very important. Step 2 is the participation on election. You are not required to participate. However, you have to fill out this form. If you do not wish to participate, you can look right here. I do not wish to contribute at this time. That's perfectly fine, but you need to check this box. You cannot leave this blank. If you do want to participate, you are going to check the regular 401k contribution ID next to this arrow right here. And you can see I filled in a 3%. That would be any percent that you deem appropriate. But remember, it's on a per paycheck basis. There's 26 pay periods in a year. So just recall that that's per pay period, or you can actually pick a dollar amount. There's a section for that. This just designates you must click this also that you're doing it on a regular basis because Fisk has a regular 401k, not a Roth. So do not check that box. Here's your signature down here and the date. Your beneficiaries. Beneficiaries are people that you would leave the money to if something were to happen to you. You can have more than one. So you can see here on this form, there's several boxes for you to fill those out. You must have their name, address, social security number, date of birth, and this is the percentage you'd like to leave to them. So if you have one person, you'd leave 100%. If you have more than one person, you can deem a percentage. It does not have to be 50-50. It could be 20-80. It's up to you. But then you should also indicate the relationship to you yourself, the participant. If you are married, and here's your signature again. If you are married, the government assumes that this money would go to your spouse. So they would have to be your primary beneficiary unless you wanted someone else like your children or a relative or a friend, that's fine. But your spouse right here has to waive that privilege of not being the primary beneficiary. So you have to get their signature. That's very important, and they have to date it. And finally, you're not going to fill this out now, but this is the investment selection page. We're going to have a Fisk 401k financial advisor come in and walk you through investment options. So don't worry about this now. That is an in-person separate training that someone will walk you through, and they'll take you through the types of investments. And as you can see here, this is not going to be filled out right now or either, but you do have the option of having your portfolio, your investments rebalanced, and that person will explain that to you when they come in a separate training.